Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of tonight's Apollas Odyssey. My words are getting messed up here. I am so excited to just have a fun show tonight because I haven't done a solo show in a really long time, and I just really want to kind of hang out with you all and talk about all the really wild, crazy things that are happening in the world because there's a lot going on. And I don't know, like I said, I just want to hang out. I'm used to doing interviews on all my shows, and I just want to do a show for fun tonight. So, I wish we could just hang out. I wish I had a glass of champagne right now. I really do. If I had one right now, I would pour myself a glass of champagne because I just want to have some fun. It's good to see you all in the chat tonight. This is kind of like my Christmas special show, I guess. Like I said, I just want to hang out and have some fun with you all. It's been a while since I've done a solo show, and I have a lot of crazy news articles together that I'm going to kind of go over with you all. Tonight, we're going to talk about robots reproducing. What else is there? The box that scientists created to record the end of civilization. Apparently, they think that's going to happen soon. Aliens. Of course, we're going to talk about aliens. We always talk about aliens. What else? I don't know. There's just so many crazy things going on. We're just gonna get into it all tonight. Also, I have a brand new Shaman Spears collection up online on shamanspears.com, and I'm really excited about it. So please go on there and check that out. I'm gonna be getting into that in tonight's show. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Really excited about that. This is the Yin Yang Collection, by the way. I created this collection for the purpose of creating balance on the planet during these crazy times. Actually, every spear I made in this collection was kind of made with the intention with crystals that have the properties that promote balance. They're all filled with hematite sand, which hematite sand is obviously great for balance because it's a very magnetic kind of sand. It's actually hematite is a naturally magnetic crystal, so it's really interesting. So also all the staves are made either black or white painted staves, so that's pretty awesome. I haven't done that with a collection yet, so you get it, yin yang, black and white. So really awesome, and I'm going to get into that more later in tonight's show when there's more people on here. And of course, I have one behind me here. Here's some larger ones I have. This one's crazy. So I've been working a lot with Orgonite lately, and these are, here's an example of some of my new Orgonite spearheads. This one is what I call a cloud buster because it works like the Orgonite cloud busters. There's actually Orgonite materials all down the insides of all my spears. So by the way, I have been working on this collection for probably, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months now. I mostly took so long just because I've been out of town most of this time. I'm always going on these wild, epic adventures. And, I just tried to just stay at home and get some things done for a few weeks. And it's really hard, but I got a lot of work done. And I finally had this collection posted. Check this one out. This one's pretty sweet. This one actually has I think it's like a 12-sided black tourmaline crystal on it. So pretty epic. So we're gonna get more into those like later tonight. And again, those are on shamanspears.com if you want to check those out. I have the new collection up there. It's scrolling on the ticker at the bottom of the screen, and also it is in the show description. So I hope you guys are having an amazing holiday season. I was just in the Midwest for the holidays, and I'll be going to Aspen for Christmas, which is interesting. I've never been there, but my sister lives there, so we're gonna have some fun. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna like go to some hot springs. I know they have like these like hot tub like pools at these resorts there. So I don't know. I might have to like crash a resort and go in a hot tub or yeah, skiing. Leo on the Y says ski time. Yep, that's true. She said that apparently there isn't snow on the mountains yet, so that's kind of unfortunate. I'm hoping it does snow before I get there. but really excited about it. I've never been to Aspen before, so it should be a lot of fun. Um, T Light here says, "Hi Laura, let's get you and I'm sorry. Hi Apollo, let's get you and Laura together again. That was epic. Love you both." Yeah, we've had a couple really fun episodes together recently. Like I said, tonight, please throw whatever questions you have for me in the chat because, like I said, this is just like my night for connecting with you guys. I want to have some fun. I want to hang out. I'm not on the radio tonight, so this is just we're gonna see where this is gonna go. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, and my new spears, like I said, I'm really excited about them. Been working on them for a while, so you want to check those out. I just get distracted because I look over at them. I'm like, wow, this is so awesome. I can't believe I made this. Been working really hard on them. So it's been a lot of fun. Leon the Wise says the powder will fall for you. For a second, I wasn't sure what you're talking about, but you mean the ski resorts. Gotcha. All right. Well, so what do you guys think about what's going on in the world? I mean, there's so many wild things, and it's just all piling up, and it's kind of getting crazy. But at the same time, I think as a collective, we're going through this global paradigm shift, and it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. I've heard it from both angles with different people. Some people say that humanity is going down this very dark route, and in the coming months here, we're going to start getting microchipped, and it's going to be the end of civilization, and all these crazy things, new world order takeover, all that, yada yada. Then there's the other path that everyone's talking about, which is that, all of these agendas are going to be exposed. And, these things are going to be brought to the light, and disclosure ramping up is going to cause more of this to happen, and things are going to be revealed. And, the future can be very bright. I do a presentation on solutions for humanity, which I've given for years now, all around the country, and I have a lot of fun with it. Because I started it really from being a part of this research trip in Egypt, and seeing that the pyramids, they used to be used as this like global energy grid, and that's what I wanted to use as a solution for humanity and do a whole presentation on that. But I realized over the years, like through my research, that there's so many other solutions, and so I started to add more of them and more of them as time went on, and my presentation has really evolved. I'm working on a book with it now, and I'm really excited about that. So this is something that's on my mind a lot, and like I said, I hear both aspects of this. People are talking about this, like, AI transhumanism, like New World Order, death and destruction route. But then there's this other route where things could be revealed, and brought to the light, and together we can co-create a better planet together. And it's all about co-creation. In my presentations, it always seems to go back to community. Community always, for some reason, is a solution for humanity. It always goes back to community. And it's really interesting to see. Oh, and Leon here says cold fusion. Yes, that's something I get into. My friend Brooks Agnew, a fellow speaker, actually talks about mining asteroids. He has a whole book on that. And apparently, some minerals that are on these asteroids nearby us that we can mine could actually be used for this technology to empower the entire planet and run the entire planet off this energy, which we're not really capable of doing right now, with the technology and the resources we have on this planet. So it's interesting to see where the future is going to go. And also there's that aspect of, maybe we're all on different timelines. I don't you all feel like that's happening? Like personally, going out. I know some people that are so affected by the pandemic, and you know are really in a state of fear about what's going on in the world. And when I run into those kinds of people, I seriously feel like sometimes they're in a different reality. And I don't know, I think there's these two different timelines that are happening, and one is the route of fear and doubt and this everything that falls into that, all these agendas. And then there's this other route that is happening that has to do with, you know, basically falling into this love frequency and this co-creative energy and co-creating a better planet. So it's really interesting to see where this is going to go, and that's why I want to bring this up in tonight's show. I want to go over all of these things. And actually, one second, I have to unplug something real quick, so I have to jump out of my cockpit and come back. But yeah, I actually created my set here like a cockpit, so I had to climb out of it and climb back in. So just give me one second here. I need to take care of something. Okay, let's do this. Man, I really wish I had like a glass of champagne or something right now. I don't know. I feel like partying with you all tonight. I never get to just hang out with just you guys. It's always like I have these other people on and I don't really get to talk very much. It's kind of lame. So, if you have any questions for me, you can throw them in the comments and we're going to see where this is going to go. Someone asked me, Apolla T Light says, Apolla, I grew up near Peoria, Illinois, and I was wondering who your star family is. Are you RH negative also? I actually am. I am RH negative from my understanding. And yeah, I grew up in Peoria, Illinois. It's a place that's in the middle of the cornfields in the Midwest. Not really a very fun place. It can be fun. I guess it's a place like any other place, so it's pretty interesting. Ben Solo says, Ben's from the Ben Solo show, Ben Chastain says, hey, Apolla, nice shirt. Yeah, I just woke up this morning and put on this shirt. And by the way, if you guys like this this jacket I have on right now, so I actually designed this myself. I know I've been talking about this brand I've been creating for a while called Aliencia, but I'm actually, I'm starting to actually get the products out, and they should be up on the site I'm creating for it soon here. But I'm making these like really sick jackets that are gonna have like patches and whatnot on them, like Alien and kind of Space Force and just cool like spacey kind of patches. So that's really fun. That's a new project I'll be working on, as I've just finally finished this Shaman Spears collection I've been working on for ages now, which by the way is on shamanspears.com. Check it out. So yeah, I don't know. So I actually dyed this myself. Pretty sweet, right? And I'm doing that with a few different ones, so it'll be pretty sweet. Hope still says, you woke up like this. See, fabulous. Thank you, Hope. I appreciate that. So, there's a lot of interesting things to get into tonight. I guess we'll get cracking at it. Let me see here. This box. So apparently scientists have been building a black box to record the end of civilization. Okay, I'm going to read this article, but first of all, I want to say this is really weird to me because it really makes you think of that box that the Muslim people or the Muslims do like ceremonies around in where is that at again? I think it starts with an M, somewhere in Israel or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should have looked that up before the show. But, that's really interesting because it's always this like black cube worship thing is connected with Saturn, and actually Saturn worship with ancient civilizations, and supposedly it's kind of a satanic thing. I don't know. But that's the first thing that this brings up for me. I think it's kind of interesting. So let's just read this. This is from the Byte. So scientists are rebuilding a black box to record the end of civilization. It's built to outlive us all. If or when human civilization collapses, what will remain? maybe parts of some cities or the Statue of Liberty a la Planet of the Apes. Overall, though, there might not have been a lot of evidence left behind about what humanity accomplished or what resulted in its downfall. One team of researchers wants to change that. Their solution? A massive, indestructible box that will record scientific data to give future civilizations insight on how exactly humanity fell. The project, dubbed Earth's Black Box, will be an immense steel monolith installed in a remote location in Tasmania. It's akin to the black boxes that are designed to survive airplane crashes and provide investigators valuable data on what led to the disaster, except on a planetary scale. Indestructible Recorder. The project is a collaboration between researchers at the University of Tasmania, marketing agency Clemenger, and creative agency The Glue Society. The team is designing the box to record climate data such as atmospheric CO2 levels, sea temperatures, and energy consumption levels. It will also gather contextual information like news headlines and social media posts. What the heck? That is weird. Okay, so basically what this is saying here, you guys, is that I don't know whose social media posts they're recording. I mean, I hope it's not Cardi B's, you know. I mean, are they record? I don't know what this is trying to say. Are they recording everyone's social media posts, or is it just going to be like Cardi B and these people like that? That's interesting. I mean, what if like everything that you post on social media somehow ends up in this black box and future civilization like just sees these goofy things that you're posting from like 2010. That's embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. You know, this is I'm wondering how this is actually how they're actually doing this. So I'm going to keep reading here. The box itself will be made from 3-inch thick steel and cantilevered off granite. Inside will be a system of internet connected storage drives powered by solar panels on the box's roof. It's built to outlive us all. Okay, obviously, we already said that. The biggest issue from the team now is to help the future civilizations access the information it contains. After all, they'll just find a mysterious monolith out in the middle of nowhere, and we know how that worked out for us already. Hey, I wonder what happened with those monoliths. You know, there was these monoliths appearing all over the world, like, what was it, like 6 months ago or something? And then all of a sudden, no one's talking about it anymore? What happened with that? Maybe those had information. Maybe they did have information in them, and scientists are looking at it now. I know, like, supposedly they were art installations, though. I don't know if that was a cover up, though. So, we'll see. But okay, this article did not give. Okay. So, I'm just wondering exactly how this was created. I mean, apparently, from what I'm getting here, they're just it's somehow recording things like in live time. So I don't know if this means that it's basically I mean, obviously it's a type of database, but I'm wondering if it's I don't know, connected to satellites worldwide or something. I definitely need to look more into that. But that's really interesting. So I mean, they're going to be talking, it's going to be recording how civilization ends and, you know, social media posts and just everything that's happening in the world. So, oh, Mecca, that's the word I was looking for. So earlier I was looking for the big black cube that they're worshiping as Mecca. For some reason in my mind, I was trying to think like Mezca. So, but apparently there's black cubes all over in major cities all over the US. So, you know, what's with that cube in Mecca then? So obviously the Muslim people are they do all these ceremonies around this cube in Mecca. Let me pull this up right now, actually. Because, like, what if there's something to do with this, you know? Here, let me pull this up. So this is obviously the cube that's in Mecca, and these people do these kind of rituals around it. So I don't know. This is really weird. Really weird. I'm just wondering how exactly this records things in live time. That's really interesting. Apparently it's just yeah, T Light here says it's capturing information from the quantum field question mark. Yeah, they don't actually talk about how this is being recorded. So I'm wondering, I mean, obviously if a future civilization, if our civilization ended and we had to completely start over from scratch, which probably already happened like at least 5 times before, um obviously they would have to maybe evolve to a point where they could use technology again because, even if like most people were wiped out on the planet and most of the technology on the planet was wiped out by a cataclysm or whatever, it would probably take a while to rebuild to the point where we would have technology again, and we might have technology in a different way. I kind of have this theory or this understanding that um, civilization on the planet restarted several times already, and every single time, each time, we evolved completely differently technologically. Imagine if, it just the way that technology evolves, it's weird, it could always be different. Depends on, the ideas that people come up with and who's figuring out what and, what's happening on the planet. And I think, like just think about this with like alien planets. If we went to an alien planet, they'd probably have a completely different kind of technology than us. That's why when you see flying saucers come into the Earth's airspace or the atmosphere, they come in and then they shoot forward, they stop, and then they zigzag around and then do like 90-degree turns and just shoot out like a million miles an hour. And it's like our technology can't do that. So, what technology do they have? Um, I feel that in the time of Atlantis, they probably had technology that had more to do with crystalline technology and storing data on crystals and using crystals to uh transmit frequencies. I just kind of have a feeling about that. So that's really interesting. I'm interested to see. I would really like to know how exactly this is done because in all the articles I looked at today, it doesn't actually show how exactly they created these. Someone here said Daystar says maybe they're connected to 5G towers. So yeah, I'm just wondering how this cube would actually be able to record information. Obviously, it records information in live time, so it has to be connected to satellites or something. And then it's like, how would a future civilization figure out how to get the information out of it? I mean, if I saw a big black cube monolith just sitting there, I wouldn't know what to do with it. Would you? I mean, I don't even understand how this works. So how would I mean, I don't know. It's just really weird. I would really like to understand this further. So really interesting here. Cloud Horse says in the Bible, I think it says not to worship idols of wood or stone. Actually, I believe the term was do not worship false idols. And this is actually one of the major to me out of, I kind of analyze every religion. I wouldn't really consider myself any sort of religious path, I guess, but um That one was a major one for me. Out of the 10 commandments in the Bible, do not worship false idols. That's the one that I feel is so important during this time on the planet because, especially in the entertainment industry, there's these different individuals that I feel has a lot to do with like MK Ultra and these different programs. Obviously, it's fact that the CIA has done a lot of work in Hollywood and that MK Ultra projects, are used in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry. And I have this understanding that these different programs actually use certain individuals as idols to kind of get everyone to be a certain way. So it's like, let me come up with an example here. So imagine like all the little white girls my age, like they look up to, who do they have? What pop star is there for all the young white girls my age? Miley Cyrus. So it's like all the girls my age, they want to look like Miley Cyrus, be like Miley Cyrus or whatever. Then it's like, I don't know. Like Justin Bieber. Like there's like, just think of like any like pop star icon kind of person. It's like they have a different kind of icon for like every, what's the word I'm looking for? Like every kind of person in society, every group in society kind of has an icon that people kind of follow. I don't know if you all have noticed that, but that's something that I've really looked at, and it's kind of weird, It's like they have like one individual for every group, and I just noticed this in high school. It was like, yeah, that's actually why I completely stopped following pop culture in that way. I completely stopped listening to the radio after this because I started noticing it just without even knowing about MK Ultra and all these projects. I'm just a very analytical kind of person, and I noticed when different icons would come out and start doing something, it's like everyone else starts doing it, and it's like they have a different one for every kind of group in society, like every different age group, every different not genre, but you know what I mean, like every different type of person, and it's really weird. And so I just started noticing that, it was like people that felt like they were most like this icon, they all start dressing and acting that way and talking that way. And I just started noticing this with people around me when I was younger, and I got really weirded out. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like it's like people are just like seeing this and they're following it, and it's just like what they're becoming. And I just felt like I wanted to be my own person. And so I just completely stopped following pop culture in that way. Like, it was like, I think that was like in 2010, 2011. I was probably listening to like Lady Gaga at the time and Eminem. I don't know, I had a weird phase with that. And then I started noticing that, and I even noticed it with myself. I started noticing it with myself, and that's when I realized, I'm like, this is weird. This isn't right. But so relating that back to do not worship false idols. To me, that's where this comes from. I really feel that way. And I don't think people realize that. They really don't. I mean, there really is a danger to that. It's like, why start worshiping this person and wanting to be like this person or this icon, and then all of a sudden becoming like them? And it's like, is that really what's right for you? Is that you? That's not you. You're not being authentic. And it bothers me. It bothers me when I see that. I don't like it. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Georgia A says it's so true. It's all about distraction and mind control. It really is. It's mind control. It's like, think of what we would be, what everyone would be like on this planet if there wasn't these icons to just kind of, I don't know, to kind of program everyone, I guess. The entertainment industry, these icons in the entertainment industry, it's like everyone wants to be like these different icons. Imagine if that wasn't there. But you're so right about. There was another comment here. Scott Owen says art imitates life. I agree with that too, though. I mean, there are artists just like anyone else. I'm sure in like ancient times, There would be these entertainers that would go, like actors and people like that would go perform for like the queens and kings like in their courts. And I don't know what it was like back then. Maybe people wanted to be like them, they started dressing like them and acting like them. Probably not though. Probably not. So I don't know. But it's interesting. It really is. And you can definitely see it. Mark says, be your effing self. I agree. Seriously. You have to. You have to. Because if you're not doing what's right for you, you're not doing what's right for anyone else. Seriously. I really feel that way. That's something that is really major to me. Mr. Q says fake news killed Michael Jackson. I actually knew a lot of people that were from that family when I first moved out here, and they all said that Michael Jackson didn't die in the way they said he did. They said that he was suicided. So, and I know there's all these like things about him being a pedophile or whatever, but I'm not really sure if all that's true. I think it might have been put out there to kind of distract from who he really was, because he actually wanted to come out and disclose some things about like UFOs and everything. Apparently he was planning on talking about all this on tour, and then all of a sudden, so it's kind of weird. And I think something definitely happened there, and that wasn't by accident. So we'll see. Okay, so sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. All right, what else do we have to share tonight? There's just so many weird things happening in the world. Okay, let's get into the reproducing robots. This one really freaks me out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't even read about this yet because I feel really freaked out about it. And every time I see this headline, I'm just like, no. No. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to live in a world where this is happening. I really don't. So, I just haven't read these articles yet. I haven't been able to bring myself to do it. So I'm gonna do it right here, right now with you guys. And we're gonna see how this goes. All right, world's first living robots can now reproduce, scientists say. And this is from the New York Post, by the way. The world's first living robots, also known as xenobots, can now reproduce, US scientists have revealed. Details about the robots, created using the heart and skin stem cells from the African clawed frog, were unveiled last year after experiments showed they could move and self-heal. Ugh. Now the scientists at Tufts University and the University of Vermont and Harvard who made the xenobots say the tiny blobs can also self-replicate. The results of the new research were published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences on Monday. Experts showed that the organisms can swim out into their dish, find other single cells, and assemble baby xenobots. A few days later, the babies became new xenobots and look and move just like the original creation. Dude, oh my god, this is so bad, you guys. Oh my god. Why would they even do this? Why would they even try to do this? It's like, hey, let's make the AI takeover happen. Like, who does that? I'm sorry, but like, I know you're a scientist and you want to like play around and be the best physicist or whatever on the planet, but seriously, what are you doing? Oh my god, this is crazy. Okay, the new xenobots can then go out and self-replicate again, according to scientists. Xenobots, which are less than a millimeter wide, are designed on a computer and hand assembled. It's made out of frog skin? The heck? This is so weird. The scientists said they were stunned to learn that the tiny blobs could spontaneously replicate. People have thought for quite a long time that we've worked out all the ways that life can reproduce or replicate, but this is something that's never been observed before, said Douglas Blackiston, who worked on the study. So there's a photo of it. Oh my god, so weird. Okay, I just you guys, that's crazy. I don't understand where they're trying to go with this. Like what I mean, I know you're trying to work things out and, probably I don't know, maybe it does have some great benefits. I mean, I think they were saying that it can be used for medical purposes, uh, possibly growing organs or something like that. But why would it have to be a robot? I mean, that's just so weird. Matt Lynn here says, "What about the organism that never dies, Hydria? I read this. It's in Jab replicates too." Yeah, I heard about that too. So that's why I'm thinking this is connected to all of that. So that's interesting. But it's like, why are they even doing this? Like, it's like seriously, they're literally allowing the AI takeover to just happen. They're like, here, robots, reproduce amongst yourselves, and then I actually saw. Oh my gosh, I should have brought this up. So I actually saw an article today that apparently some tech company, will pay you $200,000 to use your face for a robot. But not like I don't think not actually taking your face off, but apparently, I should actually put this in here. So let me pull this up for a second. If you guys have any questions, throw in the comment. I'm sorry, it wasn't $200. It's 200,000. I meant to say 200,000. Okay, see if I can find this. Okay, I found it. Okay, so this is crazy. I actually haven't read this yet, but I'm gonna share this right now because this is this goes right along with all of this. So this is the AI takeover, you guys. This is what's happening. Robotics company paying $200,000 for use of someone's face. Promobot, a robot manufacturing company, is choosing a candidate whose likeness would become the new face and voice for a new humanoid robot the company is planning to create. The robotics company has offered to pay someone $200,000 for their face and voice to use on a humanoid robot for use in hotels, malls, and other crowded places, according to a company news release. Promobot received over 20,000 applications. The news release continued. The Promobot company wants to say thanks to everyone who responded to their participation in the project. Today, we have received over 20,000 applications, and our client has decided to suspend the request collection. Damn. Oh man, I missed it, you guys. Okay. Okay, that so obviously they're doing this whole AI takeover. These scientists are basically creating robots that can self-create or procreate, and then they're also at the same time these companies are asking people for their likeness and their voice to be used on a robot. So that's just really weird. And I don't know if I would want to do that. I don't know if I would want my face and my voice to be on a robot. I mean, first of all, how apparently they would probably just scan your face and your voice and just recreate it somehow. But imagine if in the future, like as the AI takeover starts happening, or if it does start happening, all of a sudden there's like all these robots out there that are walking around with your face and your voice. That's kind of crazy, you guys. I don't know about that. Really weird. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so what else are we going to get into here? Actually, before I move on, I actually want to talk about my spears a little more now that I have some more people on here tonight. And then we're going to continue with aliens, of course. We're going to get into the aliens in a little bit. So just hold on tight. We're going to get into the aliens, all the UFO stuff, the disclosure things happening. And like I said, there's different paths that humanity can take. A lot of people say that it's already over for us, but I disagree. I think the power of the mind and the power of the collective mind is more powerful than anything else. And if we can all come together and co create a better world together, I think it can happen. I really do. And I think there's so many solutions for humanity. And really, what it depends on is how many people are going to wake up on this planet right now. How many people are going to come together and realize that we can truly step into our power, the power that we already have, and take control of the planet and stop being a prison planet. And once we realize that, it's just going to be amazing from there. I really think that, and this is the time where co-creation is something that we can really work with. Moving into the age of Aquarius, the co-creation is a very co-creative energy, and it's also a very community-centered energy. And like I said, through all my presentations, through all my years of research, all my solutions for humanity presentation, it always seems to go back to community, always. So that's where we're going with this. And sorry, I'm just reading the comments here. The power, Matthew Meinhardt says, the power is cognizant of oneness in the creation of God. I like that. Yeah. So, we have so many paths we can take here. And I don't think that it's just it's doesn't have to be the route of the New World Order takeover and the microchips and all of that. It doesn't have to go that way. So, before we continue, I want to talk about my spears because this is what helps fund me and keeps me going. It's all I'm doing right now here in Hollywood because I can't work in the entertainment industry right now because I don't have a job, but we'll see where that goes. So, I have been working on these spears for a while now. This is the Yin and Yang Collection, and I have a whole new collection up on shamanspears.com. Let me pull this up for you all. But again, that's on shamanspears.com. And the new collection will be the first one you see here, the Yin Yang Collection. I sold out of one already. And this collection, if you want to view them all, you just click the view all button. I have actually 3 pages of them. I have about 25 new spears, which is a lot considering how long it takes to make these. And I have a lot more from the other collections. But this collection is really amazing because I really did it with the focus of basically balance, with the intention of balance. Because I really feel that right now on this planet, balance is very much needed, during these crazy times. So I have them all filled with hematite, naturally magnetic hematite sand, which and sand I collect from sacred places around the world. And I want to give a little spiel about these because, I kind of skim over it during all my shows, but a lot of people actually don't really understand what these are and how they work. But basically, they're for channeling energy. I invent them myself. I've been working on them for about 5 years now, and never make any two the same. They're all 100% unique. Let me hide this comment here. So they're actually made out of bamboo, which I collect myself in Topanga Canyon. And Topanga Canyon is a really interesting place because there's this sort of like fire, water, and earth energy vortex going on. So it makes it really a very interesting energy. And I only get my spears from there, and they grow naturally. The bamboo grows naturally there. So it's actually interesting because the first bamboo I collected to start making these, I got from there. And then the next time, or that was like the first two spears I made, I guess. And when I decided I wanted to start like producing these on a larger scale, I drove over to the Topanga Canyon. I'm just thinking, okay, I found this bamboo here before. Maybe it'll still be here now. And I start driving down the canyon, and at one point, I just look over and there was a couch just on the side of the road with a pile of bamboo on it, just sitting there. And it was like the universe was telling me, like, here, please continue with your work. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, I make these all 100. All of them are 100% unique. I've never made any two the same. I autograph all of them. If you're interested in that, I do that. And they all are, since the bamboo is hollow, bamboo actually grows hollow naturally. I know some people probably already know this. Dang, Carl, thanks for the super chat. Carl says cutest and most lovable YouTuber on the interwebs. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, my mouse is backwards, that's why it's acting wonky. Here we go. Thank you, Carl. I really appreciate that. But yeah, and if you want to donate to me, this is a great way to donate to me. Is just go and purchase a spear, because it's like basically donating to me, but then you get a really badass spear in return. And where else can you do that? So here, I'm gonna hide this now so you guys can see. But yeah, so Kasan says, what are the, oops, sorry, wrong comment. Kasan says, what are the symbols on it? So I actually paint crop circles that have been found around the world on them. Let me get a closer visual here, actually. So, yeah, in the lighting though. So these are crop circles that are usually found. Crop circles are mostly found in the UK, so that's where most of them are from. But I also always paint the eye of Ra on them because I just think it's a very powerful symbol. And I do some Egyptian symbols, but it's mostly crop circles that have been found around the world. So, and okay, so they're all filled with so I was getting what I was getting to earlier. The bamboo is hollow, so they're actually all filled with quartz, sand I collect from sacred places around the world, naturally magnetic hematite sand. Hematite sand is actually magnetic. Hematite is magnetic. I go around collecting sand from different places, and I kind of mix it all in this like giant vat. And obviously, sand is actually made of tiny pieces of quartz. A lot of people don't realize that, but sand is actually basically ground up crystals. So that's what's really amazing about being on a beach. Obviously, quartz amplifies consciousness. It's scientifically proven to do that. So that's what's actually really amazing about standing on a white sand beach. That's actually a pure quartz beach you're standing on. So it's pretty interesting because that's why being on a beach is kind of powerful, because your consciousness is amplified when you're around quartz. So, someone said put a dab of sand from Giza in it with permission, of course. Yes, I have actually done that before. I went to the Giza pyramids myself and took back a lot of sand from the Giza complex. Unfortunately, I ran out a long time ago, so I need to go get more from there. I would love to go back. That would be amazing. So, yeah. But also inside them, I have Orgonite materials. So Orgonite is made from layered pieces of metal and organic materials kind of layered in a way where it ionizes the energy around it. And basically, these all work with like Orgonite, even though some of them actually have Orgonite on them, they all work like Orgonite. So, this is an example of a spearhead that I've made. This one has this same one, but I'm going to show you all this because I can show it closer here. But actually, so I have two like this right now. And these are the ones I call the Cloudbuster spears. They're a little pricier because they're giant staves. And like I said, I have magnets all down the insides of them. And I have different metals and quartz layered all down the insides of them. So these ones, someone said link. Shamanspears.com is the website. So I actually have it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I also have it in the show description if you want to check that out. But yeah, so basically these all have Orgonite materials in them. They have crystals in them. So the ones that I have on the ends of these spears here, these orange ones, I have two staves that have this on them right now. That and I actually made this myself. This is Orgonite. It has these orange flowers in it. I actually picked from my backyard in the Hollywood Hills. And I have selenite and red jasper and different Orgonite materials in it. So pretty sweet. Definitely want to you're gonna want to check those out for sure. And again, those are on shamanspears.com. So this is an example of an Orgonite one. But so like I was saying, um, there's a lot of research into Orgonite being used as cloud busters. And basically what they're saying is the way that it ionizes the energy around it, it can actually cause clouds to be created to create rain. Someone brought this up on my show the other day, and I know it sounds crazy, but don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. But Orgonite can really be used for that. Orgonite is also used to there's actually people that kind of go on these missions to bury Orgonite under telephone poles because telephone poles actually cause like blankets of negative energy over the cities. And if you put Orgonite under these telephone poles, it can actually take away from that. So I have some of these Orgonite staves right now with the really powerful Orgonite that I made. And these bigger ones, the bigger ones are more powerful because they just have more materials in them. I mean, I have magnets, naturally magnetic hematite sand, quartz, and these Orgonite materials. Like I said, all the way down the insides of these as well. So also, let me see here. What am I missing here? You know, oh, the quartz that's in them. So I actually have quartz down the insides of all of these as well. And the quartz that's in them, I actually find by Joshua Tree in Joshua Tree, California. I don't know. A lot of you have probably heard of Giant Rock in Joshua Tree, which is actually where there's actually was this kind of like UFO society that was created there a long time ago, like in the late 40s, I think. And there's this whole like weird conspiracy around that. But Giant Rock was actually on the intersection of two ley lines, which is the ley line, same ley line as the Pyramid of Giza and the 33rd ley line. And it's on the intersection of those. Largest freestanding rock in the world, way out in the middle of the desert. And right behind it, there's this hill called Quartz Hill that is a hill made completely of quartz crystal. And I actually collect all my quartz crystals from there and put them down the insides of all of these. And what's really amazing about that place is this place was really important to the Hopi Native Americans. And actually only the shamans from the tribes were allowed to go there and be at one point and be they actually carved like baths out of the mountain, so they would just kind of like take these like ceremonial like baths like in the quartz in the mountain, and there used to actually be like branches of pure white quartz growing out of this mountain. So now it's like mostly quartz just broken up all over the mountain, and I just go in and I take it and I put them down the insides of the spears. So that is what makes these really special actually, and this whole collection does have that. So you're gonna want to check that out, definitely. All right. And also, I have all different sizes. There's the larger sized ones, of course. Um, the more, well, I guess this is a larger sized one. I have more mid-sized ones that are about this big. Obviously these are all for amplifying energy, but a lot of people like to hang them on hooks on their walls because it just makes a great centerpiece. If you get two hooks like this and you just hang it on your wall, it just looks really cool. So a lot of people do that. But my favorite thing to do with them is go hiking with them. So I usually take like a more mid-sized one, like a bit smaller than this size, and I just go on hikes with them all the time. It's not like I don't use mine as a walking stick. I just kind of, walk with it in my hand like a spear. That's why they're called shaman spears. And it just feels really great because of obviously the quartz and the magnets in them. Obviously humans are all connected, interconnected magnetically. And scientists have actually found that we all have hematite in our brains. Look this up online. It's kind of interesting, but all humans have hematite in their brains naturally, and I have hematite all down the insides of my spears. So imagine how that can cause you to interconnect with it magnetically. I mean, that's just science right there. It's 100% proven that it works that way. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this is just some like weird like kooky art you made," but it's actually technology. It really is. It works like a major powerful conductor. It amplifies energy. So if you do any sort of energy healing modalities, this is great for amplifying energy with it. But if I mean, like I said, my favorite thing to do with them is just go hiking with them. Um, I mean, I do use it for other things, but going hiking with them is my favorite. I'm just always on mountains with my spears. It's just kind of my thing. I'm always doing that. I like to tell some people though, some people that don't really know a lot about energy work and just want to know what they can do with them. I like to say you're gonna actually swirl them in front of each chakra in a clockwise motion, and it helps unblock them and open them up. So that's a really cool technique to do with them. And again, like I said, this collection, the Yin Yang Collection, is made with all either black or white staves. So yeah, Kasan here says, does it help heal the body? You know, like I said, I've said this before, energy work, it's all about basically amplifying your energy, giving more energy to someone so that they are able to heal themselves. All humans have the power to heal themselves. And it's just about aligning yourself and your frequencies. Apparently people are fighting in my comments. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the comments here. Also, I have, these really cool Orgonite daggers I've been making. These neon ones actually have moonstone in them, so that's really awesome. You're definitely going to want to check those out. But, like I said, all my spears are up on shamanspears.com. I have the website at the bottom of the page in case you don't know how to spell shaman and spears, shamanspears.com. It's also in the description under tonight's show. So, I think that's about everything. And again, like I said, they're painted with crop circles that have been found around the world. And I do next day shipping on all orders right now. I am in LA for a while now. So if you want to place any orders, I will have them shipped out to you the very next day. It's a great time right now, right before all the holidays to get these. Like I said, I never make any two the same. I make them all 100% unique, and they also all come with a scroll. I make these scroll. I wish I had some with me right now, but I make these like ancient scrolls. They really look like these real like ancient scrolls, but I actually made them myself, and basically they just talk about what it means to have one. They're kind of like a initiation thing, and I can't really say what's in them. It's kind of a secret till you get one, but it's sort of like once you get one, you get initiated and you get this scroll that comes with it. So it's pretty cool. So thanks everyone for being here tonight, and I think I'm going to share a couple more articles, I think. We've been going on for an hour now. And it's just really fun to be able to sit here and talk with you all because normally I just have people on my show and I don't really get to talk very much because they're talking the whole time. So, all right. My mouth is getting really dry though. Okay. Ocean says, Apolla, you can really see the passion you put into your spears and daggers. Love the dagger. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I put all my time and energy into this right now because, like I said, I can't really work in the industry right now because I don't do the jab thing. So we'll see where it goes from here, though. All right. Oh, aliens. We haven't gotten to the aliens yet. Okay, actually, I'm going to start with this because this is really weird and interesting, and it may have to do with aliens, or it might not. So, have you guys heard about this antenna that was found at the bottom of the ocean? It's pretty weird. Some people think that it's from an ancient civilization. Some people think it might be from aliens. So, this is what it looks like. Here, actually, I'm going to play this video. Okay, never mind. This video is way too long. Okay. Well, this is here. Let's find a picture of it right here because this is an older picture of it, but okay. So this is what it looks like. Really weird. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. And okay, ancient antenna found at the bottom of Antarctica Sea. And that's interesting that it's in Antarctica because obviously Antarctica used to be where the equator is now. So at one point it was actually a very tropical environment and a lot of people believe that at one point there was all the advanced ancient civilizations were more in that area, but obviously it shifted through plate tectonics and cataclysms probably. But okay, let's read this. Year after year, researchers stumble on some unexplained mysteries in Antarctica that shock mainstream historians and archaeologists. From the alleged three pyramids that perfectly resemble the pyramids at Giza to dozens of strange objects detected by satellite images, Antarctica continues to be the world's least explored continent. That can't be a surprise considering it's the most remote place from any human civilization and is buried under at least 3 miles of ice, almost 5 kilometers. It's the coldest, highest, windiest, and driest place on Earth. Wait, I'm sorry. How is it the highest? I thought Mount Everest was the highest place on the planet. It's weird. Making it nearly impossible for archaeological excavation and exploration without spending millions of dollars. No wonder we know little about it. Obviously, here's the pyramid. I've heard, some people say, oh, those aren't pyramids. Some people say they are. That is definitely a pyramid. I mean, I've flown over the pyramids of Giza and it looked exactly like that. There's always the three, This is like the big one. Here's the two smaller ones. And when they used to be side and white limestone, this one would catch all the light and would bounce the light off each other because, it's basically like giant solar panels. It's like a circuit board from above. And this is definitely a pyramid. Okay, I'm just going to skip through this. Okay, so the antenna. So this is called the Eltonin antenna. In 1962, the National Science Foundation of the U.S. created a technologically advanced oceanographic research vessel called the USNS L-10-9. It was the world's first geophysical ship tasked with exploring Antarctica and the waters surrounding it. The next 2 years, the ship brought plenty of data previously unknown and shed much light on our knowledge of the region. There were, however, a few mysteries spotted at the bottom of the ocean. One of them was discovered on August 29th, 1964, when the USNS Eltonine was photographing the ocean floor west of Cape Horn at a depth of almost 3 miles. What they discovered was astonishing. There, along the primarily bare bottom of the sea, they managed to take pictures of a bizarre structure standing in the middle of nowhere. Oh, so this is an older photo of it. It's just so weird looking. Hold on. Let me just okay, it's down here. Um I mean, that's really weird looking. It kind of doesn't really look like something our civilization would create, definitely. Okay, so the structure was very symmetrical, standing at 2 feet high and had nodules, spokes, and protrusions ending in a spherical node. It resembled an antenna or some other kind of signal transmitter. When the New Zealand Herald first released the photographs on December 5th, 1964, in an article titled Puzzle Picture from Seabed, scientists and researchers were immediately stunned. The ambiguous object was eagerly discussed and debated for years, and thus the mystery of the so called Elton antenna was born. So that's crazy because it's actually saying that, I mean, this was photographed in 1964. I mean, who would have gone there before that and put that there? You know? I mean, like in our recent present day civilization, I guess. So, what is the Eltonine antenna? Most people believed it was an out of place artifact left from an ancient civilization that once occupied the ice free realm of Antarctica. They believe this civilization left many artifacts and remains of their structures under the 3 miles of ice now covering the continent. The seafloor near Antarctica is only the bottom not covered by ice. Hence, we can find traces of their existence there. That is so weird. Others went one step further and believed the mysterious object was some sort of alien technology deliberately placed in such a remote and desolate location to emit signals for extraterrestrial communication and possibly planet surveying. I mean, I don't understand why they would survey the planet from Antarctica. It doesn't seem very likely to me. But, connecting this with the whole black box thing that I was talking about at the beginning of the show, I mean, obviously, if you missed the beginning of the show, scientists created this black box for recording the end of civilization, and it doesn't get into how exactly it records information, and that's in a remote location. So this antenna, obviously, it's in a very remote location. So who knows? Maybe this is the same kind of thing. Maybe it's recording it's been recording information for millennia for all we know. So I mean, I'm wondering if someone's gone down there and checked it out. I mean, maybe it's connected to something. Has anyone gone down there and dug into it and tried to figure out what's under it or something? Because it definitely looks like it's there for some kind of purpose. That's all I'm saying. Oh, but it could be a sea sponge. So let's look into this. Is the Elton antenna a sea sponge? Of course, scientists quickly tried to cover the story, dismissing the discovery as an underwater sponge. They claim that what was photographed in this picture. Okay, I'm sorry. This definitely is not a sea sponge. That can't be. If that's a sea sponge, that's just. I mean, because this is the sea sponge they're talking about here. And I mean, how would all of its little thingies just like stick out straight like that? That doesn't really make sense. There are so many problems with this theory. For instance, the so-called Eltonin antenna is very geometrical and has precise angles and formations, which can't be said for the sea sponges to which it's compared. Another predicament with this hypothesis is that the Cladorhisa concrescence lives in colonies and quickly reproduces. Well, obviously, I'm not even going to get into this because obviously it's not a sea sponge. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. But okay, let's see here. Authors and researchers may have an answer. They note that the Eltonin antenna is placed precisely on the 45,000-mile fault line rift that encircles our planet. The fault line rifts are linear zones where the lithosphere, Earth's outer part, is being pulled apart, creating existential tectonics. This leads them to believe that the device was placed there to measure important geodetic, geodynamic, and seismic activities from our planet, and whoever set it there was well beyond any human capabilities. That's crazy. I mean, that just goes to show that there was definitely advanced technology in ancient times. You know, like I was saying earlier in the show, I think humanity probably had reached a very advanced civilization and collapsed and had to restart probably like 5 times already at least. So, you know, imagine how technology would evolve each of these times separately. Um, Obviously it would be different every time. Imagine if that happened, we wouldn't evolve the exact same way. It would be different every time. So, you know, I think that's really fascinating to think about. So here's a petroglyph that had oh wow. So here's a petroglyph that actually depicts this. But I mean, it doesn't look like an advanced civilization that would have. So this could have been this cave drawing could have been made, or these glyphs could have been made by a less advanced part of society at the time. Interestingly, in Sego Canyon in Utah, we can find this ancient petroglyph from 6000 BC, which depicts something very similar to the Eltonine antenna. Does this mean that the antenna was has been on Earth for more than 8,000 years? And more importantly, how would someone in Utah know about this uh 6,000 years ago that was supposedly in Antarctica? Kind of weird. Anyway, the antenna is not the only thing depicted in Sago Canyon petroglyphs, however. There we can see these strange beings clearly different than any human. They're very tall compared to the humans and animals next to them and have very strange and bizarre heads. Are these beings responsible for the L29 antenna? It is possible that an extraterrestrial civilization is observing us, placing different devices to measure our planet. And if so, what other devices do they have here? Okay, that's weird. You know, let me see if I can enlarge this. Uh, okay, this is definitely. I mean, they're trying to say that these may be like aliens they're depicting here, but oh my gosh, you know, this is weird because this actually reminds me of Egyptian kind of accessories. Like these both look like those Egyptian chest plates, and that looks like the pharaoh headdress for sure. 100%. Like that's gotta be what that is. Well, this guy's got a little antenna on top of his head. Look at his face. He's just got a very like he looks like he's smiling really weird. I mean, it's weird to me that, you know, if it was supposedly an advanced civilization that could measure um, you know, frequencies or, you know, measure seismic activity in the ocean, why would they be drawing pictures that look like this? So, I don't know, maybe it would be like a less advanced part of the civilization or something. But that's interesting. Okay, I want to catch up on your comments here. Okay. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna share one more alien article tonight, you guys. Let's see what we have here. Um. Okay. There's the Chinese rover that went on the moon, and then there's also the UFO rapid response team. Okay, I think I'm just gonna share this one. So this is from military.com. Wait, let me see when this article came out. Okay. Pentagon UFO rapid response teams ordered up by Congress. And this was just published 2 days ago. So that's crazy. That means that they are really gearing up for some UFO activity if they are rapid response teams are being put together right now. I wonder if this has to do with the whole fake alien invasion thing, or obviously there's always, when it comes to all the disclosure stuff happening right now, we also do have to look at foreign powers such as Russia or China that are obviously working on their technology, because I mean, look what the United States is doing with our technology. I'm sure they probably have technology they've been working on for a while that's very, maybe even anti-gravity technology or backwards engineered technology that they've been working on for a long time. So, it doesn't have to be just about aliens, but, I know a lot of us are probably hoping it's about aliens. So let's see what this says. Teams of Pentagon and intelligence community experts would rapidly respond to military UFO sightings and conduct field investigations under newly unveiled defense legislation set to pass Congress. Lawmakers also want scientific and technical experts to analyze data about the objects, or what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena. Ugh, I'm so tired of hearing that. It's called UFO. They just change it just because it's too connected with conspiracy theorists. I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, as well as any recovered materials or medical effects. Whoa. According to the text of the annual Defense Authorization Bill released on Tuesday. The bill requires all of the findings to be collected under a new joint UAP office and delivered to Congress in annual reports and biannual briefings to defense committees, marking the most significant UFO legislation ever passed in the US, following high-profile encounters with unknown objects reported by the Navy. It's weird to me that the Navy seems to be the one that's mostly involved with the UFO activity stuff. I mean, the Navy's the one that has the new office that is the new Pentagon task force, or the task force in the Department of Defense, is it? So I just wonder, like, why the Navy? Shouldn't it be the Air Force that works with this department? So I don't know. I just think it's weird. But let's see what's going on. Okay. The expansive measure came just 2 weeks after the Pentagon announced a new group aimed at collecting and analyzing UAP incidents, sending a clear message that Congress felt the department's response was inadequate. Interesting. The Navy confirmed the authenticity of 3 infrared videos showing unknown objects recorded during training exercises off San Diego in 2004 and off the East Coast in 2015. Okay, why are they rehashing these videos from that long ago? I know there's been a lot more happening recently. I mean, I work with Third Phase of Moon, and they've been releasing stuff like daily, so that's kind of weird to me. Um, Over the past 4 years, fighter jet pilots and crew members have publicly said that they witnessed unexplainable maneuvering, including a tic tac shaped object with no visible means of repulsion and a flying cube inside of a sphere. Theories on UAP range from drones or unmanned aircraft built by China or Russia to extraterrestrial or interdimensional visitors. The new legislation to collect and analyze data on such incidents was sponsored in separate bills by Gallego and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and was co sponsored by Senator Marco Rubio. In addition to rapid response field investigators, Congress also wants the Pentagon and Intelligence community to create a science plan to understand the UAP that exceed the unknown state of the art in science or technology. The bill says the information could be used to justify requests for funding in the future and to replicate any such advanced characteristics and performance, or reverse engineer the UAPs. Oh, there we go, right there. Reverse engineer the UAPs. Okay, obviously, we all know in this community they're already doing this. They've been doing this for a long time. So this is disclosure right here. This is how they're bringing out disclosure. I'm not even going to read the rest of this because okay, that just said it right there. This is obviously that just proves it to me right there that this is their way, the government's way of basically disclosing what they've already been doing for years and years and what they've known for years and years. And honestly, I kind of had this theory that the reason why they're choosing to have disclosure now instead of, this whole time is that people in the disclosure community, the UFO disclosure community, have been doing so much work in the recent years and putting out so much information that it's just gotten to a point where it's almost embarrassing for the government to continue going on and not revealing the information technologies they have because the general public already knows what's going on and they're tired of being lied to. And I think it's just inevitable that more is going to come out because they have to. Like I said, it's just embarrassing for them at this point. It really is. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in these coming months. And, a lot of people are worried about this having to do with false flag alien invasion or something like that. But I'm gonna hope it doesn't go down that route. If I see some aliens come down, I might just walk outside and throw my hands up in the air and say, "Take me." But personally, that's what I'm gonna do. But most people might freak out and take off running and screaming, or I don't know, jump off a building and kill themselves. Let's hope that doesn't happen though. So and that's another reason why if that does happen, if all of a sudden it says on the media like, oh, there's an alien invasion happening, either one, the first thing that should go through your head is one, it's the government trying to do a whole new agenda, so don't be freaked out. Or two, there's ETs here and they're probably really cool and we should just all hang out, That's how I would feel, honestly. It's like, I mean, if it was really these ETs trying to invade our planet, if that was really happening, it probably would have happened a long time ago. Or it probably is already happening to the reptilian elite. Who knows? Anyway. I appreciate that, Mike. Mike here says, in all seriousness, I could listen to Apollo talk UFOs all night. Every woman in my life is the opposite. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Oh, man. Okay. I have been talking for a long time now, and I had a lot more I could have talked about, but to be honest with you, my voice is just getting really tired right now. So, I hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. It's been a fun show. And like I said, please, I really did this special tonight because I wanted to promote my new Shaman Spears collection, which is up online right now at shamanspears.com. Again, that is shamanspears.com. I just want to promote this for everyone for the holidays because they're the perfect gift to get for the holidays. They really are. And oh, I already deleted the website. But that is just on shamanspears.com. I have it on the ticker across the bottom of the screen here. I also have it in the show description, but it's just Shaman and Spears, shamanspears.com. And like I said, I'm doing next day shipping on all orders. I'm here in town for a while until I leave for Christmas, which won't be till a little before Christmas. So I'll be here. And if you want to order a spear, I promise you it'll be shipped out the following day and it should make it to you within a few days. So, yeah, like I said, great last minute Christmas gifts. And like I said, they all come with a scroll that kind of talks about what it means to have one, like a sacred scroll. And it's kind of like an initiation thing. I also do have, I do take custom orders, but that's a little more difficult and those are more expensive, but I do that. So if you are interested in that, you can contact me on the contact section on my website, apollasteria.com. But like I said, it's much better to just go on my website and order spears because they're already made and I can just ship them to you right away. So again, those are on shamanspears.com. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. I know there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now, but I really feel that there's two different roads that humanity can go down right now. And, it's up to us to decide which one we want to go on because we're co creating the future right now. It's like people want to try to predict the future, say it's going to be this way or that way, or oh, I've seen this, shaka, laka. And it's like, okay, you can't see anything because time is not linear. It's always changing. It's how we're all co-creating and manifesting together right now in this moment. And it can go either way. It really can't. So don't lose hope. Don't give up. We can all be in this together. And it really all comes down to what we're visualizing and what we're saying in our own realities. What are you projecting to the world? What do you feel is happening every day? A lot of people are stay in this fear-based mentality and talk about all these fear-based things. And as they're doing it, they're manifesting it into existence. So, and I fall into this just like everyone else, and I really try my hardest to not fall into that. And I want to encourage everyone, especially right now, to not fall into that. It's so important right now. It really is because we have the power to choose which road humanity is going to take. And it all comes down to it really comes down to every one of us co-creating a better world together. And it can happen. It really can. So don't lose hope. Thanks everyone for joining me tonight on this episode of Apollo's Odyssey. And I'll be back here again next Tuesday for another show. And next Tuesday, I have my KGRA show, which is strictly on KGRA, the KGRA YouTube, KGRA, saying that weird. And then my Wednesday shows are always on Aftermath FM. Both shows are at 5 p.m. And I like doing a little personal show like this tonight. This was fun, so I might start doing this again more. I know I was doing it more last year, but there's just a lot with all my radio shows and everything. But doing all these interviews all the time, it's kind of fun to just come on here and hang out and talk with you all. So thank you all for joining me tonight, and maybe I'll do this again next week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next Tuesday. Over and out.